What is happening, guys? Very excited to upload my talk from Affiliate World Budapest this year. In this talk, I explain to you how we scale the brand from 0 to 1.5 million in monthly revenue using only Google Ads, and that within just 4 months. Now, before you say anything, yes, this obviously is an outlier. This doesn't happen all the time, but we did do it. So I thought it's a good idea to make this video and explain the processes that we use in detail so that you can use them for your project. And if you own a D2C brand and you feel like you're not really getting the most out of your Google Ads, book a call with me because I can probably help you. With that being said, enjoy the video. And if you do, leave a like and a comment and a subscribe. Thank you.
Right, what is up, Budapest? Guys, I am so excited to be here today. And over the next 20 minutes, I will blow your mind by showing you how we scale the brand from 0 to 50K per day in less than 4 months. But before we do that, let me introduce myself. My name is Aaron Godby. I am 31 years old. I love making money online, like all of you, and I love doing it for other people. I am also the founder of Cyrus Digital, with a leading Google Ads agency in the e-com space, and I am co-founder of LB24, our very own 8-figure e-com venture. Now, over the past 4 years, we've grown from a one-man show to a team of 20 Google Ads ninjas. And the one thing that really enabled our growth is the learnings from scaling our own brand from 0 to 2 million in monthly revenue within less than 2 years. We've also done similar results for dozens and hundreds of other companies, and we've been called so many names along the way: the Google guys, the ROAS Rangers, the Ads dogs, you name it. But truthfully, there is one thing behind these results and these case studies. And that is our Google scaling framework. This is a framework that works for every type of brand, be that fashion, beauty, furniture, supplements, you name it. It's a very logical and simple framework that aims to identify winners, scale them fast, and maintain them. No shiny objects, no gimmicks, just pure and simple logic. And what that looks like in action, I will show you now, with first and foremost our own brand, LB24. Back in 2020, my now partner Ugas approached me with the idea to start a new furniture brand, and within 2 years, we scaled it to 2 million in revenue while maintaining a ROAS of over 600%. Until this day, we still remain one of the top players in the German bed market. Another example is PHC Beauty, owned by Verona Port, one of the biggest actresses in Germany. When they first came to us, they were doing about 100K and mostly branded revenue, and we took that to 400K in a year and a half. Another example is Freiluftkind, currently the market leader for barefoot shoes in the DACH region, whom we scaled by multiple millions in annual revenue, putting the competition in complete disarray. And last but not least, we have Caps Apparel, an awesome international clothing brand, whom we scaled by 2 million in pure Google revenue in the last 6 months. Now, the bottom line of all of this, guys, is that this system works. It worked for me, it worked for our partners, and it will also work for you. Now, before we dive into the framework, I have a question for you, the audience. If you've ever run Google Ads, CEO, CMO, founder, doesn't matter, give me a quick hands up. Anyone who's done Google Ads? All right, basically the whole room. Amazing. You're going to love this, guys, because I promise you that if you implement the steps that I'm about to share with you, you will increase revenue, you will increase ROAS, and most importantly, take home profit. Now, obviously, everyone wants to know what I'll be talking about today, and it's not my own brand, it's a different case study. And because this is the first Affiliate World in the epic city of Budapest, I have picked something very, very special for you guys. This is our fastest scale ever, our craziest case study, and it's an absolute Affiliate World exclusive, first-time reveal right here. And we're, of course, talking about House of Gentlemen. This is a fashion brand from Holland that we scaled from 0 to 50K per day within 4 months, while maintaining a ROAS of 400% and generating bags of take-home profit for the owner. Now, when the owner first approached us, things weren't looking too good for the brand. Meta wasn't working, ad accounts were getting banned, Google wasn't taking off, and in fact, they were basically burning the hard-earned cash. Now, when the owner approached us in the beginning of 23, we looked under the hood and we discovered that this brand had huge potential. They had very good SKUs, they did their research, the products were seasonal, the products were good, and we knew that we were about to unleash something amazing. So, thankfully, he came to the right place, and we plugged in our system that we used to scale our very own brand and pushed it into House of Gentlemen. We did all of that without hiring anyone new. We did that without any new creators, and we didn't even add new products in the beginning. All that growth without any changes on the front end. Now, the question is obviously, how did we do it, and how can you guys replicate the same thing? And it's basically down to two things. And that is A, our testing strategy, and B, our scaling strategy. Let me explain. See, most people that do Google Ads have what you call an all-product setup, right? You take all your products, you throw them into a PMax campaign, you slap on a ROAS target, and you pray for the best. Now, I know it's tempting to be lazy and to let Google do the work, but the issue with that is you will never fulfill your potential. Your top performers, they won't really scale. Your mid performers will stay mid, and your low performers will just turn into zombies. What you should do instead is really have a dedicated strategy for every performance tier, right? And the way to do this is the so-called index split. I want to use an analogy here of a football team. You see, your brand and your products are like a football club. You got your first team, the top players, you got your second team, the mid performers, and you got the juniors that still need to learn the basics. You as the owner or the CMO, you're the coach of this club, and you understand that you cannot take the goalie from the juniors and put them together with the striker from the first team, right? If you do that, they will collapse. They will simply get crushed. It will not work. And it's the exact same thing with your products. If you pair a strong product with low performers, they will be dragged down. They will not get sufficient scale. You cannot put on a strong ROAS target, and they will not reach their potential. Vice versa, if you take a low performer and you pair it with high-performing products, they will do absolutely nothing. They will stop spending, they will stop generating revenue, and they will turn into a zombie. Now, what you should do instead is apply the so-called index split. Step number one is you take all your top performers, put them in one campaign with aggressive goals and aggressive budgets. You take your mid-performers, you put them in a dedicated campaign with moderate goals and moderate budgets. And lastly, you take your low performers and you isolate them. And you work on the root cause, right? Is it bidding? Is it pricing? Is it the PDP? There's a reason why they don't work, and you have to isolate that issue in order to improve them. Now, step number 4, and this is the most important thing, this is why we have arrows here on this graph, are the rules and automations of the index split. What you do is you pull the performance data every day or every week of all the products. And you see, okay, this is a top performer product, this is a mid performer, this is a low performer. And you decide, based on the rules, what constitutes a high performer. And say a low performer product starts doing better, it's got a good ROAS, you can automatically move it to the high performers, right? Now, what will happen is that product will automatically get more spend, achieve higher ROAS, and turn into a high performer. And that is the magic of the index split. Now, when we did that for House of Gentlemen, we took them from doing 500 per day to 3,000 per day, right? Massive difference. And we increased the ROAS from a 1.2 that was completely unprofitable to a solid 3.3. Now, the question is, obviously, we've built a proper setup, we've got performance, doing about 100K a month, right? We're going somewhere. So how do we take things to the next level? And the answer to that is by taming the algorithm and making it work in your favor. And you do that by using something called seasonality adjustments, all right? Before we get into that, I have another question for you guys. What do you guys think is the algorithm's main objective, right? What is the goal of the Google algorithm? Who thinks it's making the ad platform money? Give me a quick hands up. Okay? And whom of you think that it's the main goal to make you, the advertiser, money? All right, about 3 people. And you are correct, yes, a lot of smart people here, because of course, it is to make the ad platform money, right? First Google, first Meta, than you. The way to change that is using seasonality adjustments, and the core idea behind it is very, very simple. Spend more on days and hours where you tend to make more money and spend less on unprofitable times. It's that simple. To give you an example, this is the graph of my brand LB24 before we started using seasonality adjustments. And I want you to pay attention to the revenue, right? You can see that Wednesday was the strongest day, generating about 20K. Whereas Saturday was the weakest day, generating about 7K. The kicker here is the cost. As you can see, although Wednesdays were almost 3 times as strong as Saturdays, we're only spending $200 more, right? Doesn't make sense. And I promise you, if you're not using seasonality adjustments and you go into your Google Ads account, you will find the exact same thing. Most importantly, the ROAS on Saturdays was 1.9. We were getting slaughtered, right? Pure loss. Now, why Google does this is open for debate. We can speculate. I personally think they don't want to rock the boat too much, right? You as advertiser, you're much more inclined to spend 4K every day, give or take, you know, as opposed to spending 8K one day and then ad spend crushes the next day. So that's why I think they do that. And the way to fix it is actually very simple. You do exactly what I just showed you. You check, okay, what are the most performing days of the week? When am I making money and when am I losing money, right? You analyze. Step number 2 is you implement a seasonality adjustment of 15% up or down regulating the spend on peak times or on low times. You then observe that whole thing for 2 weeks without touching it. You just see how the performance increases or decreases, and then you optimize, right? And you do that in steps of 2.5%. Don't go too aggressive, small adjustments until you hit the sweet spot. That's it, done. And I can honestly say, you know, you can expect a ROAS and revenue increase of up to 30% regularly, right? And everyone's sleeping on this. So most likely, if you're running big Google spend, 8 out of 10 of you will not do this, so definitely go and check that out. Now, after we did that for my brand, LB24, you can see the results change completely. Obviously, we scale a lot more, but what I want you to pay attention to is the ROAS on a Saturday. We went from 1.9 to 3.6, right? We almost doubled. That's an 80% increase. And we did that only by implementing seasonality adjustments. And also, the ROAS has become much more stable throughout the whole week. We're much closer to our actual goal. Now, after creating a meaningful testing structure using the index split, after amplifying it using seasonality adjustments, we hit something truly incredible. Our first 50K day within less than 4 months at a ROAS of 400% and bags of take-home profit for the owner. And you see, that is exactly what we do at Cyrus Digital. We analyze where your gaps are, we fill them fast, and we hand you back a customer printing machine. Now, honestly, guys, this is just the tip of the spear of what Google has actually to offer. And there are another 4 pillars that you have to uphold in order to generate such performance. And I've got something very special for you guys. I've got an exclusive 3-hour school training that dives into everything. Seasonality adjustments, index split, and the other 4 pillars. And it will teach you everything you need to know to take your Google Ads to the next level. It's only available right here, right now, exclusively for you guys. So go ahead and scan the QR code and you'll have instant access.